Hi, this is Amanda Hart. I'm an intuitive consultant and I help people to overcome adversity and to help people to go back into good health and well-being. And this has been part of my journey for the past 22 years, trying to overcome many of my own adversities, but also to combat some of the serious health conditions that I have developed over the years. And this is a video diary that I'm starting today because I'm wanting to go through an experiment to see if I can actually cure myself of something that I've known for some time is going on, but the medical profession can't pick up on. And I know that there are many of you out there who are also suffering from conditions which you can't put your finger on, you can't find the proper diagnosis for. So I'm hoping that by doing this video diary, some of you will start to perhaps incorporate some of the things and the techniques that I'm going to try to see if I can actually reverse some of the damage that I've created in my body. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but just as a summation of what I've been going through, 14 years ago I developed meningococcal septicemia. And nobody could work out why I'd developed this serious condition. It had a major impact on many of my systems and organs in the body. And the upshot of it was that when I finally overcame that, the doctors said that they weren't quite sure whether the meningitis would actually have a long-term effect or a bad effect on me, or the antibiotics that they put into the system to try and save me. Since then I've had several serious conditions, chronic conditions, which I've had to overcome, the impact of which has lost me businesses, homes, and the lifestyle that I'd built. And so I've had to go through this roller coaster health challenge, one after the other, to try to find my own way. 5 years ago, I developed a lot of very serious symptoms again after a spate of being very well. Most of it was inflammation, stomach bloating, huge weight gain, nausea, chronic headaches to the point of excruciating, and eventually I lost my business again, 2 businesses in fact, as I could no longer work. I then had chronic fatigue, eating sensitivities towards certain foods, joint pain, muscular pain, and just the list was endless. I couldn't sleep. And this has been an ongoing challenge for the past few years. Last year, I developed chronic pains in my stomach and ended up in A&E to discover that I had a condition called hydronephrosis. Now, they told me that my kidney had died. I came out of that hospital feeling incredibly dumbfounded because I had no idea up to that point how that had happened. Nobody could give me any explanation. So I've been on this journey to try and find out why all this is happening. I had my kidney out late last year, so it was a year ago. The upshot of that was I contracted sepsis, which was pretty horrendous. And I had numerous infections, one after the other, whilst the kidney was still in my body, because the waiting system, the waiting list on the NHS was putting me to the back of the queue, and I was getting repeated infections while I was waiting to have the kidney removed. Eventually, the upshot was that they assumed that it was the kidney that was causing all the symptoms. But it wasn't. All these symptoms have got worse. So it seems now that my kidney was actually a part of the symptom of what's going on, the underlying cause. And I fortunately met somebody very coincidentally at a meeting who happened to be a nutritional doctor. And the first thing she said to me was, "You've got an autoimmune system problem and it's quite chronic." Now, I've now developed rheumatoid arthritis and all sorts of other conditions because these symptoms are worsening. I have brain fog, I have memory problems, I have it feels like I have dyslexia on many days. So I know that some of you that are watching this may be able to relate to this. So what I plan to do is I'm going to start a regime after Christmas. I've done this before. I did this as an experiment in January of last year, and I did a 10-week fast which eliminated all carbs, which was obviously gluten-free, all dairy and all sugars. And within that 10 weeks, my body started to recover quite rapidly. By the end of the 10 weeks, after that restrictive diet alone, I found absolutely no symptoms left whatsoever in my body. I was incredibly healthy. Now, I assumed it was because I had just done a major detox and my body was going to stay with good health. And as I introduced foods back into my diet again, my body started to go back into the same symptoms, but they became worse. And unfortunately, because I had eventually already done the damage, which I had no idea about, to the kidney was just the last port of call, I guess you could say, because I can't afford to lose another kidney. So for me, this is, I have to do this to save my life. I cannot afford to have to be put onto a waiting list for dialysis or for a kidney transplant. I can't afford to lose any more organs, and I cannot possibly allow my body to go through this anymore. So I started this video diary today because I'm now doing some study into a nutritional regime which will help me to get my body back into good health and well-being again. Now, I read some frightening statistics last night, and they reckon that by 2030, half the population, the world population, will have chronic conditions in some way. And that's pretty scary. And this is because gluten in particular is not processed, or wheat is not grown and processed in the way it used to. So our ancestors would have eaten it in a very different way. We are now eating it so that when 2 slices of bread go in the toaster and we think that that's nice wholemeal bread and that's serving us, that actually is starch which is turning into sugars, and apparently that has got more sugar in it than a candy bar. Unbelievable. So I'm going to start this process because I'm 2 stone overweight. I cannot lose weight. I am absolutely exhausted. Trying to battle through every day in chronic pain is just a nightmare. And I can't take pain relief because I've only got 1 kidney, and my kidney is susceptible. So I can't take any more antibiotics. I can't take any more medication because of the 1 kidney. So the last chance for me now is to change my diet rapidly. So Christmas is coming up, so I've decided that actually it would be beneficial for me and my family to start this in January. So I'm hoping that some of you will follow this diary, because I believe that I've got the answers to this. I've done this before. It's worked. I can't afford to not do this. This is my one saving grace now. I went back to the GP yesterday and they said, we've done scans, we can't find anything. We've done blood tests, we can't find anything. We can refer you to a gastroenterologist, but we can't see anything, so we don't know what to do with you. But I know that there are a lot of people in the same situation as I am. So I'm doing this as a bit of a guinea pig experiment for not just for me. This is for people out there who really want to find out how to overcome some of you are just suffering from fatigue, or perhaps something underlying that's not quite right with your health and well-being. So if this resonates with you, then I hope you'll follow me on this journey, and perhaps as I'm going along, implement some of the things that I have started to implement, so that you too can find a way forward with your good health and well-being. So that's it for now. This is my first diary recording. It's the 4th of December 2018, and I'm hoping by March of 2019 I'm going to be feeling in a very, very different space. I'm going to be feeling well and healthy and have my life back again. Thank you.